how to maintain a design system. Thank you so much, Lisa, and I will hand over the mic to you.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Jeremy, for such an insightful presentation. It was so exciting. Right, let me share my screen now. All right. So today I wanted to talk about, yes, design systems, but with the focus on intentional AI. So right now it's very easy to use AI as an executor, just tell the thing what to do and it will do. But is it really how we work? Is it really how you would perform your task? Probably not. And with design systems, I think it's very important to still, like, not really even with designs, only with design system, but with your UX workflows, with your own ways how you work yourself or within your team. It's important to still preserve how you do that and not follow AI but let it follow you, let it become your partner, your thinking partner, your operational partner. So that's what intentional AI is about. And just, yeah, again, quickly about me. I'm Lisa. I'm native Russian, but I'm based in Brussels. And I've been working in different companies. I worked in a large company and I worked in a small startup. I've been helping startup founders lately to build and maintain their products. And how I started with AI, it was last year. I was just after maternity leave and I had probably like 6 months of not touching Figma or not touching like any tool. And I came back to reality that I'm just losing my mind because there are so many things. And also I had a little baby on my hands and I wanted to work. So to combine that, I thought that I need to actually learn how to use AI. And after that, when I started working more, I had more clients. A lot of clients were mentioning building design systems, and lots of them did not really have a designer before, or it was just a small team that were mostly vibe coding and building tools very fast, and they needed the foundation. So design system was something that would allow them to facilitate this spec coding, not really vibe coding, but spec coding. When you have all your tokens, you have all your definition, you have your workflows, basically UX-based coding. And building the design system, it was one thing. We learned how to bring it live from Figma, because yes, there are lots of teams who are actually stepping away from Figma, because yes, it's not an AI native tool, right? That's true. And lots of people are actually building their design systems already in the vibe code and not even within Figma. Yeah, and that's why, yeah, it's straightforward how to build it, but then we needed to figure out ways how to actually maintain it and how the teams could do that even without a designer. So there are 4 areas which require our attention when taking care of our design system. It's versioning, which I wouldn't really say it's the most important, because sometimes we just don't really care about versions. It's more in GitHub when we can do the versioning there. But change management and all the governments, it's really, really important, because that's where things break right now. And then adoption tracking, it's not something that we can really do with AI, maybe not now at least, but it is also very important, especially when you are working in the team within the large organization or within the large product team, and you actually need buy-in and people to pick up what you build to use it. Because that's actually happened in one of the companies I worked before. We built, like, not we, I wasn't part of it, but our team, our people from our design team, they built a wonderful design system. But later, there was a lot of friction of actually taking it taking it to life, taking it into further production and building, creating with the system. So right now, what we can do, so in this presentation, I'm not really going to tell you what to do exactly to maintain your design system. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll just show you the possibilities, what I tried, what really worked, what the teams that I worked with, what we did. So currently, mainly we start in Figma, right, as designers. Then front-end developers, they pick it up, they create a repository in GitHub, they generate Storybook, and then we build and maintain our product based on that. So the friction is usually happening within the communication between the designer and developer. Sometimes it's like really a Slack-based communication, like, I changed the color there, or I added more components, I did that. I noticed that the button was too big, I changed the size. Anything. You just tell it to your developer, they put it into their Jira, and it's just somewhere in the bottom. And it might never happen, and especially when you work in like a very fast-paced environment in a startup, like it also happened to me. We struggled with that because we just need to deliver. Design system, it was kind of in the back of our minds. So that's what can be solved with AI, and especially Claude. I think it's like really a progressive model right now, which allows us to do a lot of things. And as also Jeremy mentioned, skills is something that's basically a backbone of AI workflows right now. So that's what I was saying in the beginning. That's the skills is basically you translating your own skills, your own mental model to AI, to Claude, and you tell it exactly what you need to do when you invoke the skill. Then you have MCP servers, which hopefully work, but sometimes, yes, the connection can break. And then Claude is basically what it does, it connects the tools, connects everything together to help you and kind of stand by you when you do your work. So design system maintenance is becoming simpler and maybe not as time consuming as it would be, but still it requires your attention, it still requires some time, it might require experimentation. And it's not like you do that in 5 minutes and everything is done, everything is checked, everything is synced. No, it's not like that. It can be, you can do that, but probably it's not really reliable, and it's really an executing more than thinking and building and maintaining. And just quickly mention Claude Dispatch is something that really was launched not too long ago, but I think this is somewhere that we are going. It's still like, I tried it and I don't think it's at the place right now that we can really use it for our UX flows like design systems. But I think soon we will be able to basically orchestrate, use different agents, especially when you need something right now or something is like really a high priority, and we can just tell agents to do that away from our laptop. Now we can't really do that because we need our laptop, our computers to be on. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about Claude Dispatch, but it's something that I think we'll talk about more in upcoming months or even weeks, because we are developing really fast. Yeah, and about skills, creating skills is quite easy, to be honest. There is a skill builder in Claude, and you can also just ask Claude to create skills that you need, and just tell what exactly you need the skill to have. The skill is working in your Claude in your desktop, but you can also connect it to your terminal. You can just you save your skills on your desktop. You ask terminal to find and locate them, and then to basically deploy them. And when you work with your design systems or with your designs, with your whatever you're doing, you can just say invoke the skill and do that, and it's actually doing that. So again, Claude becomes kind of middle part of all your work or all your connections. It helps you connect. Quickly about GitHub, I'm personally not using MCP, but I just had it connected, authenticated in the terminal, and I use it to API, which is sometimes it's limited. I can't use it like all day, but it's enough for me to do my work. And about terminal, it's probably the most relatable tool to use MCP. So for example, here I'm just showing the recording because I thought it would be better to show a pre-recorded demo. You can connect your tools and basically just ask terminal to either invoke the skill. Like here, for example, I'm running the audit of my token governments, and I'm telling it which resources I need to check, and then basically the instruction. So I have long list of basically instruction, which has several steps. And when I worked in the terminal, I usually do it step by step. I don't paste the whole document because then I will just be sitting there and say confirm, confirm, confirm. Yes, do that. I don't want to do that. I prefer to do it step by step, like here. And then you see the result. And that's actually where Notion comes in. I know that not many people are using it right now, but for me as a designer, I'm not really fond of changemd or any changelog files within the code base. But for me, it's just easier to tell Claude, just write it in Notion, just write a report in Notion that I can read, I can show to my team, and I can see exactly which tokens I'm missing or if something is wrong. And the best part in terminal, you can also just say compare GitHub with Figma, compare what you have in Figma and Notion. And here you can either use skills if you already have them, but if you don't have skills, you just say what you need to do. Like for example, here I just needed to check the colors in my design system in Figma and if they are aligned with variables. And I just asked I just pasted the simple prompt. As simple as that, check if selected colors are aligned with variables and hex codes on color swatches. And I did the full analysis, and you see that it actually made a summary if there is no variable, because I actually broke these designs beforehand, before I checked in terminal. And that's what I did. It did a summary for me. Another interesting thing that I use quite a lot is Claude Cowork. In Claude Cowork, you can create tasks. So these are basically like agents, and you give it an instruction. It can be several tasks, it can be one task. So I have one task, which is daily design system governance. And I will also show you how it actually looks like in the Claude. So bear with me, I'm also not really good with Google Meets, and I'll share my entire window. All right. I think you can see my Claude, right? Can you see my screen? Cool. Yeah, so this is my cowork. And I have this folder here, the projects. I created a project called Demo Design System. And here you can see all the recent events that were in this folder, in this project. I have the scheduled task. Then I have all the context. This is that folder design system, demo design system that which you can see here. And then there is also my code base as well, which has all the skills needed as well, which I use when I work in terminal. And then I also have links to Figma tokens and my GitHub. And this is how my governance task look like. So I have a long instruction here with step by step. I actually had Claude helping me to write it because myself, I know what I want to do, but then I need Claude to basically create this instruction of exactly what I want to do and kind of nicely put it for it to understand later, which is also really, really cool. That's what I like about Claude, is that exactly, you don't really tell it what to do, but you can talk to it. You can just say, I want to do that. Can you help me? Or can you do that? If you can't, what can we do? And it's something that people are scared of when digging into AI because they don't know what to expect. But actually, like, you don't need to expect anything because it literally tells you what it can do and what you can do and how you can use it. Sometimes, yes, it can hallucinate, so you need to do sanity checks. But in general, that's, I think, how I actually started using Claude. I was just experimenting and asking, writing, and then I came to this workloads that I use now. So again, this was my instruction. I also have a link to my GitHub and browser here, all the folders. So here, and then I can just run now, and then it will be running now, and you will see all the task instructions, skills that it's invoking. And I'll just show you how it actually looked like. So that's when it actually ran all the diagnostics that was needed, did the peer review even, and then the health system, it identified where I had an error, a typo, which I also did intentionally before doing that. And then I also have it all in Notion. At least I think it was supposed to also do it in Notion. Where is my link to Notion? I can show you that in here. So that's what it created. I did 2 runs of governance, and that's what was made by Claude. And basically, tokens in Figma in code, and then their status, if they match, it goes semantics verdict, actions for me to do, and then component audit. So currently I have like 33 components in Figma, but in GitHub I only have 18 because it's a demo system and I just needed something to work with. And then some out of scopes and all these things here. And then it also created the action with priorities, what I need to do, which is also pretty cool. And then, are we good on time? Yes. I will quickly just show you the terminal again. So that's what we saw when I had this long instruction here, and then I'll just show you. Can you
I
see?
think
No,
you
you
already
can't see
showed.
my terminal.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you already shared the Claude.
Yeah. I thought I was sharing my window, but yes, now you can see my terminal.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, now you can properly see everything, all the violations, and basically a huge report. And here I just asked, analyze the opened Figma file and find all the components. So what it did at first, it just found the actual components that I had open. I had buttons open here. But then I said, can you actually find the rest of the components? That was just me experimenting and asking. And it actually found all the components. So then what I would do after that, I would just say, can you compare these components with what you have in code and tell me what I need to do, which components I need to add to code, etc. So you can basically experiment, you can do a lot of things. That's just up to you how you run it. Just don't execute, and do strange things that AI won't really help you. But I think these things like components tracking, documentation, tokens analysis, that's something that we were missing before because it was really hard to do manually. And now we can actually do it with the help of AI. And that's really, it's really cool, to be honest. And quickly, another thing that you can do is Claude extension. It's very underrated usage of Claude, but it actually has access to your Figma file and to your browser, and you can just say, can you find this, do this, check that, and it will just do and go through all your components. It can also use Figma Canvas to create on that, but it does it really, really slowly. So I don't do that normally, but sometimes when I just need to check, I will do that. And also what you can do with Terminal, you use your dev mode, you select the buttons here, for example, the components. I won't do that now just to be cautious of time. But in the terminal, you just say, hey, this is my component. Please double check if all the variables are aligned or if all the components are aligned. Just basically you can check that and then ask it to check it with GitHub or with Storybook. And yeah, just basically this is more manual approach. You do it one by one, but I think it's also very thorough. So that's what I said, that you can't do that in 5 minutes. To do proper diagnostics, you still need a bit of time. It's not going to be 1 week or even hours or the half day that normally you would do, but it will be faster and efficient. And on this note, I will go back to my presentation. Sorry, I got lost on my screen. Yeah. Again, about where to start, where to begin, anywhere you are, if you are Figma-based team, Figma-led team, or code-led team, or sometimes some teams, they rely on documentations a lot. Just try, experiment. You can use the workloads that I showed you, or you can think of your own if you got inspired. Something is wrong with my language today. I think I'm nervous. Yeah, just start anywhere. I had a lot of questions from designers asking like, how to get into AI, how to start. And I honestly had no idea. It's just started, I guess. Just open Claude, ask, how do I create a component? How do I check if my components are aligned with my GitHub? And that it will probably tell you, and then you can just build on that. I think it's exactly like what Jeremy said. You build your muscle, right? You start small, and then you can build systems. Maybe not agents yet. I am still not really sure that agents are the right way right now, but still small manual things. It's a good way to begin, I think. Yeah, thank you for your attention.